once again, people on the other side of the computer screen. Today, I'm going to be playing Without Within, which is a storybook game, which I just decided looked interesting enough to play, and so here we are. I have next to no knowledge of this, and so, yeah, start. Vinti, 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 the chants of my fans echoed through the door in front of me. Okay. Do I click something to go forward? Save. Saved. Okay. Yes? Return? Okay. Auto. Okay. The guard had no reason to fret. I had long since grown used to these crowds. Still, I nodded to put him at ease. After taking a deep breath, he pushed the door open. So fabulous! A crowd of hundreds raised their cameras as soon as I stepped out. My guards waved their arms to shoo them away. This red carpet was for me to walk on, after all. I blew a kiss for these star-struck peasants. Someone sighed, and mighty. Miss Vinti, please, let's hurry, my bodyguard said. Too bad for him. I strutted along like a model on a catwalk. A group of reporters managed to worm through the crowd. They now tiptoed over my guards in hopes of scoring that exclusive. Vinti, how does it feel to have won another Calligrapher of the Year award? A reporter asked me. Before I could answer, another dozen people shouted over each other, hoping for my attention. Vinti, may I get a photo with you? Can you sign some autographs for my kids? And two for me, of course. I can't believe I'm standing this close to Vinti! My fans stamped their dirty shoes all over the red carpet. Finally, my bodyguards pulled out their pepper sprays to keep these fans in check. That escalated rather quickly, you know? I would just... okay. A young male reached in my direction despite having a spray aimed at his face. Rather admirable for a peasant, I extended a hand for this male fan to kiss. Unfortunately for him, he fainted at the sight of my perfectly polished nails. I reached my limousine at last. My bodyguard opened the door for me and I climbed in. My trailing fans snapped as many photos as they could. Miss Vinti, Miss Vinti, the crowd chanted as my car window pulled up. How odd. They never referred to me as Miss. Oh, my graceful presence must have been too much for their sanity, these poor things. Miss Vinti! Miss Vinti! I figured as much. I love this crack in the wall, just like nonchalant. I'm gonna name him Jimothy. Oh. Well, I had fun while it lasted. At least I got a ride in a limousine for a good 30 seconds. In real life, my only registered vehicle was, well, my 10-year-old bicycle. My apartment had no space for a car anyway. Actually, this single room with cracked walls, Jimothy, might be an insult to the word apartment. Pull up these curtains for a spectacular $1 view featuring a sewage pipe and a wall tainted with yellow. I don't see the wall tainted with yellow. We'll just pretend it. Oh, I think that's green, actually. I'm gonna say that's green. With yellow, it just open the window if you wish to smell some sewage as well. A breathtaking experience. By the way, sorry, I needed to take back the one room thing. This place actually had 2 rooms, thank you very much. 2, that's better than 1. The second room happened to be a toilet. That still counted, right? Yeah, I'd say as much. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna go with it. The toilet clogged 3 times a month, so be careful when using it. You should probably get that checked. Just saying. Miss Vinti! Miss Vinti! A woman's voice echoed from outside. She was no fan, but rather my landlady. I glanced over at my clock. 6 a.m. Waiting another hour or 2 would have been nice. She probably just wanted to tell me about another rent rise. Nothing good ever came out of that woman's mouth. I would be better off staying in bed. The decisions. Oh, hey, look, that looks book. I love sleeping, but it's the landlady and we can get evicted, probably. but if we haven't done very much wrong, we can probably just get out of it. I'll say I was not home. But I'm gonna stay in bed. I snuggled back into my blanket. The landlady could knock all she wanted, but my focus was on my calligraphy dreams. I had no time for these common folk matters. A week later. You know, that's a pretty long nap if you ask me. But, you know, yeah. Turned out the landlady was chasing me for my rent. By the time I realized she had already evicted me, I called it. Now I lived on the streets with nothing but my calligraphies. I knew that was going to happen. Rip. The past few nights had been freezing cold, and I ran out of tissues to wipe my runny nose with. To make things worse, I could feel my head heating up from an upcoming fever. Might I interest you in buying one of my works? I got 1 or 2 on deal for today. Bad end. Wait. It's over? It's over! It's over! Okay. Well, then. Note to self. Don't sleep in. It's bad for you. Yeah, I guess so. I'm gonna try for another ending real quick. I'll get back when I have it back up to speed. Okay. Let's rise and shine then. Coming! As I changed into something more appropriate, the landlady still kept knocking. I said I was coming, did I not? Maybe I should walk out naked if that was what she dug. If this were a game, we might get a sale boost too. If I had a camera, I'd be staring right into your souls right now. Fourth wall. Good morning, Miss Vinty, the landlady said. I must ask, what's with that hair? It looks like you just woke up. No turd, Sherlock. This crack, I'm gonna name it Charles. That's because I did. It's a waste for young ladies like you to sleep away your youth, the landlady shook her head. She had no right to preach to me like this. I wanted to tell her, but decided against it. And this music is all just like... Yeah. As doing so would give her an excuse to lecture me further. With her size, if I enraged her, she would squash me into a Venti-flavored pancake. Pancakes. Miss Vinty, your rent was due 3 days ago. Oh well, at least there was no rent increase. Sorry, madam. My next paycheck will come after tonight's shift, so I'll pay you first thing tomorrow morning. The landlady grunted. All right. Just know that if this keeps up, you'll have to find somewhere else to live. She spun around to leave. When she disappeared behind the corridor, I kicked my door shut, causing a piece of my cracked wall to fall off. No! Charles! I tried shoving the piece back in place. My effort resulted in more wall fragments flaking off. Great. The landlady would make me pay for that next month. Once I became an accomplished calligrapher, she would beg for a chance to shine my shoe. Hey, I sounded a bit ranty before, but that was never my intention. A lot of famous people had humble beginnings. I would follow in their footsteps, but first, I needed to put in the work. Without within, blub 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 blub. And so, I returned to the busiest street in my area. With this looks familiar. With my calligraphy spread out before me, I sat on the concrete and rested my back against the fence. Car horns blared at me, mixed with people shouting things about each other's mothers. Okay. These cars kept expelling fumes that made me choke. Just one of the many things I dealt with in the name of art. Pedestrians took up almost every inch of space on the street ahead. Surely this would be the day somebody spotted my talent. As always, no one afforded me anything more than a passing glance, and my will soon dwindled. Let me be honest, I never expected to be showered with praise by every head who passed here. What was that old saying? 10% of the people you've reached out to will buy your work. I could live with that, even just 1%. Please, anything but 0. I wanted to scream at these people. They had no idea how much sweat I poured into these calligraphies. Persevere or rant? Persevere or rant? Persevere or rant? Well, I'm going to leave that till next time. So that's going to be it for now. Remember, guys, don't sleep in. You might get evicted, and it would be terrible. And you will get a cold and run out of tissues. So, yeah. Until next time, I guess I will catch you all later.